Good morning. It's 9 AM Eastern Time, or here in the UK it's 2 PM. And before I start, I just want to send out my thoughts to a friend of mine who passed away today, and the family she's left behind. Sad day today, which may mix in with my emotions a bit, so I may not trade, but I'll do my levels today and I will keep an eye on the market. Anyway, let's crack on. So on my screen is the MES or the ES 1 hour time frame. Let's just quickly look at economic news. So today we've got no high importance news. We've got Fed speaking at 12:30, so just be wary of that today at 12:30. That's the only thing to be wary of. Going by the chart, we can see got a few levels there. Yesterday's level, if you recall from the video, I had a couple of levels yesterday. The first level was the break and retest of the pre-market high, which I got long here, and I think I was out around here somewhere. That was a decent trade. That was a great trade, and today I'm going to go with the same trend as well. And notice how that level I talked about as well, 47.98 to 4800, psychological number. It exactly rebounded from that area as well, so that's not a bad trade, and that was based on bottoms and tops of these trend lines. And so that was right at the end of the day anyway. So if you got that, that's a great trade. Long time to wait, but it was very extended and it was due a bit of a pullback, and that's what we're seeing right now, a bit of a pullback on the market. So my first level I'm watching for today, you can probably see it's marked up here as well, is the tops of this area consolidation. Got the volume control, the point of control, the VPOC coming in at a similar area as well. So 47, 58, 25 is the same level I was watching yesterday as well. One of my target areas for the long. It's now going to be a bounce area for a long as well. And obviously we've got this changing trend of the 50 moving average. This red line's the 50 moving average, and so that aligns up with that area as well, so it all comes into play, and the point of control. Then I quite like that area for a long, and the point of control, I'm going to use that boxed area. I like to look at the first candle and the 2 or 3 or the 1 or 2 either side of the point of control. That's where the volume's been over the last few days, and so that's where I expect there to be some natural resistance, 47.50. So we could use 47.50 or just below that as a stop. I'll probably be looking to get in on the touch of 47, 58, 50 area, and maybe look to get it back in there if it pokes through and then comes back up. So that's my plan today, to get in around that area. I'll be watching for confirmation. My stop will be quite tight as well. It will be just below. The confirmation will be a bottom tail candle, something like that, hopefully with a long wick, and my stop will be just 2 ticks below the bottom of that. And if I want to get confirmation, so my first trade will be coming into that area, and that will be coming into this area, and then as we come out, I'll either go long there or wait for it to break, retest, and go long there for extra confirmation. So 47.59 area for a bounce. That's what I'm watching. That's my first, probably my main watch today. Rejection wise, it's against the current trend of the last couple of days, but it's going to be the highs of yesterday. Probably still watching that same area, 47.97 through to 4800, exactly 4802. So this entire area for a rejection. And obviously if we do see continued buying today as well, and we go right through that, if I'm looking at the rejection, then my stop will be just above that pivot, nice and easy. So we've got a defined stop already there, unlike here where we don't really have a defined stop, we do here. So that's our stop for the short, and then we can maybe look for the break and retest for the continuation up into this area of supply, and that's where the next reject area is, probably 48.30 down to 48.27. This is an area, I've not drawn it in, but I'll do that now. It's another area of supply, just as we've got this area supply, we've got 2 supply areas right above, so it's quite a big area, so that's the area to watch out for. And I think that's pretty much it. They're the 2 levels I'm really watching for. I've got some other levels on here as well, let's just review them briefly. This level here, yeah, it's okay, high risk, 47.37, that's the area I was watching yesterday as well. It's a bit busy in that area. I think this would be a better level. In fact, I'm going to get rid of that level. You can watch that if you want, but not one I want to play. I'd rather if it comes back down to this double bottom and look to go long. If we can come all the way down 47.20 and look for the bounce. But as you can see, we're putting in a low, high, low, high, 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 low, higher, high, high, low, potentially here for the push out. That's potentially what I'm watching for today. But if we do come right down to here, then I'll be watching this area. This is an area of demand based on this candle here. We had a big reaction when we was back down there, so let's just draw that in as well. Get that area there. Let's make that green. So that's my demand area, 47.20 through to 47.15. And that's based on the big reaction we had here. And obviously we came into that demand area once, and we could watch that for another bounce again. So that's it, that's 2 main levels. We've got a higher probability bounce, and we've got a slightly less probability rejection, but we could watch that for a break and retest long as well. And it's pre-market as well, so the pre-market highs around here as well, up in this area. It's a funny pre-market because we got yesterday's post-market, this area here, and I really don't want to do a pre-market break and retest because we've got immediate support, resistance above, so it's got to be a break and retest that area for the long, and the target would be the point of control and then these areas of demand above. Okay, that's it for MES or ES. Let's have a look at SPY. Same levels really, probably watching for a rejection up here or a break and retest long, but it's coming into higher resistance. We've got the point of control, extra volume as well up there, but we've got this area 476 for a reject. That's the area I quite like, this area for a reject in this entire area. We could wait for break and retest of that area into this area for profit, for target. And if we pull back, I still like this area for a bounce, and that will be at 470. And we've got the 50 moving average curving up as well, that will potentially be meeting up with it as well. So 470 area for a bounce, 476 for a rejection, maybe 470, 40 down to 470, that area for a bounce, this entire area. So I'm going to leave that there. In fact, I prefer 470, 40, and the reason for that is because tops of these candles, and we've got the bottom of this candle, so that was the floor. We kind of retested it a couple of times there, retested it again, and then we broke down through it. So that's the area I'm watching, 470, 40, 470, 46, that area. Okay, that's SPY, Qs. I've not looked at Qs, so this is just this area here for a bounce. I'll fine tune that a second. So we've got the bottoms of here, I quite like it coming into that area as well, so maybe a little bit higher. But we've got the tops of these candles and a bit of consolidation here. We broke down, came back, retested it, broke down, retested it again, broke down, retested it again. So that's a solid area. I think that, yeah, so we'll stick with that. 399.32 to 400, that area for a bounce. And again, note the curving, rising 50 moving average coming up into that 400 area. And I'll probably take that on NASDAQ futures. And notice also we got the low, putting in a higher high, higher low, higher high, potential lower low. So we may continue this this trend up. Rejection wise, off of this 200 moving average, 406, 405 area, and yesterday's high. So that is a good rejection area, one I'll play. Maybe if we want to find a stop, we've got the top of that pivot. If you want a bit wider stop, maybe slightly above the 200 moving average. And point of control is down here. And we've got volume up here as well. So if I zoom in, you'll probably see the point of control around that area. There we go, spot on. So the point of control. So that's three good reasons to take this short. We've got the 200 moving average, excess volume, acting as natural resistance, and Friday's high as well. So, and then let's go back and see. Yeah, and a slight area of confidence as well. So three good reasons, one relatively okay reason. Where we at bottom there's a gap, tops there. So this entire area. So I'll be watching for a reject at 406, 404, or 405 basically. That's the area to watch for a reject. I'm going to put in a horizontal line, and I'm going to add an alert to it. So if we get up there, then I'll be notified. So let's take a look at that on NASDAQ. It's probably very similar. You've got a level from yesterday in that area. So again, we can add another reason to our list of taking it. The Qs will line up hopefully. We got area of confidence, bottoms of these candles, bottoms of this major push down, and then we saw a big reaction up. Not that one, sorry. That area there came in, we tested it, come through, come back, tested it, and we haven't been back there since until yesterday. And we came in, we exactly touched the 200 and rejected it. So that's the area to watch again. So 16,800 is the area to watch, and we've got the volume point of control area above as well, acts as natural resistance. And if that lines up with the Qs at the same time, that will be a good short. So I'll be watching for a rejection up here. I'm going to make a slight change to that. I'm going to favour more recent price action, the tops of here, than the previous price action, older price action. We've already proven that's not holding to come through. So 16,801 area for a rejection. And for a bounce, it's going to be down here. All these levels from yesterday. So the tops of that candle there, tops of these candles, and 50 moving average, 16,583. They're the only two areas I'll be watching on NASDAQ today. And set my alert on this line as well. So that's two alerts, and that's the only two areas I'm watching. Got some other levels as well. You've got this area of supply, another area of supply there, but I'll draw that in if we get to it. So we've got a potential reject up here as well at 17,007, round number, 1700, 17,000 I meant, nice round number. So that's an area to watch. Let's just put the line in there, and I would say that area there. What I've done is I've tried to find the average of candles, so we've got where there's more touches on the extremes. That area there, couldn't quite get to the bottoms of these, but we've got tops of these, bottoms of these, tops of these, and near the tops of these candles. So that's an area, like I said, it's an area, not a line in the sand for rejection. So that entire area for rejection. Okay, looking at oil next. That looks good. Watching this area of demand, didn't quite get there yesterday. We're looking strong today. Rejection off of the 200, it's just curving around 200. Can't see anything right now, but it's bouncing. Potentially, I still like this area here, 74.04 for the break and retest long, or the rejection to continue this range. And if we get down into this area, potential bounce, didn't quite make it there, but if we come back down to 69.80, we can look for a bounce area, or if we continue to fail that area, and we'll be looking for this area for a bounce again. and that's based on what happened round here last time. That's it really, not much to watch on that at the moment. And then gold. This is the hourly gold. Again, not doing much. It broke down from that level, it's come back up. Need to see it's above the 50 now on the hourly. So maybe we come back up, come back down and retest that 50. That could be an entry. For the long, we've got a target and our possible rejection area. We're in an hourly downtrend now, so just want to keep an eye on. So a rejection will probably be a higher probability trade than a bounce. And we've got the curving 200 moving average as well coming in. And we've got the point of control just below. So this area could be a good area for a rejection. Want to keep an eye on. And that's it really, not much on gold at the moment. Look at the daily for a second. You can see we're still in a daily uptrend. Still above the daily 50 and above the daily 200. So the moment we close below these two areas, then we can be looking at more for some shorts coming back down. But until then, it's a buy at the moment. There's no decent plays on gold I can see. Coming into resistance. Broke through that level yesterday. This area here is a potential bounce. 2012, top of that pivot, bottoms of these and tops of these. So we can watch that area for a potential bounce if we come all the way back down to there. Okay, that's it really for gold. One more I've added. I've not really looked at this before, not properly, but we've got the hourly. This is the micro E-minis Russell, the M2K or the YM. This is the Russell 2000 futures. Oh, look at that. I put that level in yesterday as I was just looking at it for the first time, and it did exactly what the level did, which is 2001 60. So rejected it. So at least I know this also responds to levels I'm watching as well. Potential inverse head and shoulders here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline, break, retest. We could potentially be looking at a retest area, although it's putting in an engulfing bearish sandwich. And if I were to find a level for a bounce, look at that. Well, we can see our main level for a bounce. This is a weekly. We change that into a weekly. I prefer yellow. Major. No. I'll leave it weekly red. I'll change that later. So that's an area we'll be waiting for if it comes back down. Quite a defined area. Tops here as well. Rising 200 moving average, we kind of bounced off of that. That pivot there. Oh, it's a difficult one. We need to break out of that area. If we can break out through 2100, break, either take a quick scalp if it breaks out or wait for the retest that area for the long. That could be a decent swing. Target is always identified as a point of control, 2300, this area here, and you can see lots and lots of volume. That's weekly. Let's go into the daily. There we go, we've got the weekly level on our daily now, and look at it in the daily, you can see a right shoulder, a left shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, not a very good defined neckline, but it broke it, came back down and touched it there. So it was that was the play, and we had this bear flag, a bull flag as well. I think we need to get back down to 1880. That's an area to watch for. for a bounce. Let's go back into the hourly now we've seen that. Yeah, I think that area there for an hourly bounce, which is 1913 to 1920, this area, and potentially 1891, as that's going to be a defined stop. So this is an area to watch for a bounce. Around about there, 1905, 1900 is a round number as well, psychological number. We have got volume in that area as well, not as much as down here. And we've got a void, this gap to fill. Eventually, this void below will eventually fill. So let's go for these. If we continue this downtrend, break off of that area, which is the right hand shoulder, the inverse head shoulders, we can see there. 1955-60 for a break and retest of that area. We want to retest it. We've got first target maybe at that pivot. Next target will be this gap fill. That's the only thing I can see really. We've got a reject also if we make a double top. But we could also watch this for a bounce. Like I said, we've got the 50s curve and we are still below the 200 moving average, so that's why I'm favouring the rejection rather than the bounce. But I quite like either the bounce or the break and retest of this level, the reject of the 2001-60, and maybe the reject off of this 200 moving average 2020 if we get up to that area around here. That's the plays. Got bottoms of candles there, consolidation, tops of candles. We've got this area where it consolidated and broke out, retest, and we've got the point of control, lots of volume up here. So this area is going to be quite a hard area to break through, which is why I quite like maybe the rejection there or up here. That's it really. Okay, let's go back to MES, see if there's any change in the last few minutes. Nope, still like the plays. What we've got, looking for a double top around here, 1798 to 4800, sorry, 4798 to 4800, and I quite like the bounce down here at 4758.50, 4758.25, that area. These are the two areas I'm watching today, and these are two areas I thought I had my alert on there, and these are two areas I've now got my alerts on. Oh, in fact, that's an alert's already triggered from yesterday, so that was a play from yesterday we was watching, and you can see it rejected it perfectly. I was already done. I want to try and get my move in the first couple of hours of the day, which is what I did, and I don't really want to be around for these ones. But if I'm around and I see it and it hits a level, then it's a good level. Okay, thank you for watching. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, and if you want me to review any other charts, like I've just added Russell's today, just leave a comment and see if there's anything else we can watch. I prefer futures. I've been looking at the Bitcoin future recently as well, but the futures is not that great. What is that? That's called BT, is it? And the futures, BTC. MBT, that's one I've been looking at. Micro Bitcoins. There you go. Volume's not that great, so I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest. But it's something we can play as well. Breaking out patterns, and the charts read the same. You see the point of control has been holding that for some time, where the volume is. But one I'll keep an eye on, but one I don't really want to play. Okay, that's it. Okay, thank you for watching.